There is a fruit tree growing right now in -40 degrees. Not in a greenhouse, not undercover, not protected by anything except its own biology. Outside, in the ground, in conditions that would kill most trees within hours. And in spring, after that brutal winter, it blooms. By summer, it is carrying fruit, sweet, edible, abundant fruit that it has been producing reliably, year after year, for decades. Most farmers and gardeners believe that fruit trees need warmth, that cold is the enemy of fruit production, that if you live somewhere with hard winters, real winters, the kind that crack pipes and kill engines, you simply cannot grow fruit trees. That belief is costing people food, income, and land productivity every single year. Because there are trees, 13 specific trees, that do not just survive extreme cold, they require it. They fruit better because of it. Some of them will not produce properly unless they experience a hard winter first. We are counting down all 13 today, from remarkable to the one that survives conditions no other fruit tree on earth can match. Why cold hardy fruit trees matter. Before the list, 2 minutes of context that reframes everything. Most fruit tree breeding and agricultural research has focused on temperate and warm climates. The crops that dominate global agriculture, citrus, mango, banana, avocado, are warm climate crops. The cold climate farmer has been an afterthought in most agricultural literature. But here is what that neglect obscures. Cold climate regions represent some of the most productive and underutilized agricultural land in the world. Short growing seasons with long summer daylight hours produce intense fruit flavor and high sugar content. The cold itself kills pest populations that devastate warm climate orchards, meaning cold climate fruit growing often requires far fewer chemical inputs. And the market opportunity is real. Cold hardy fruits, particularly heritage varieties and unusual species, command premium prices at farmers markets, through direct sales, and with specialty food buyers who cannot source them locally anywhere else. The farmer in a cold climate who learns to grow fruit is not fighting their environment, they are using it. Every tree on this list has been grown successfully in USDA hardiness zone 3 or colder, meaning they survive winters down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Some go lower. Here are the 13, counting down to the most extraordinary cold hardy fruit tree in existence. Stay for number 1, because that tree grows in places where agriculture is not supposed to be possible, and what it produces will genuinely surprise you. Do not leave before number 4 either, because that tree has a secret that most farmers never discover, and it changes everything about cold climate growing.
Nanking cherry. Most people have never heard of Nanking cherry. That is a mistake they pay for every time they assume cherries cannot grow in cold climates. Nanking cherry is a shrubby fruit tree native to northern China and Mongolia, regions with winters that make most North American cold snaps look mild. It is hardy to USDA Zone 2, meaning -50 degrees Fahrenheit, and it produces abundantly in those conditions without complaint. The fruit is small, about the size of a large blueberry, and ranges from bright red to dark crimson. The flavor is tart, sweet, and intensely cherry, more concentrated than most commercial cherry varieties, because the small fruit packs a high ratio of skin to flesh, where much of the flavor chemistry lives. It blooms early in spring, often before its leaves emerge, and that early bloom combined with its extraordinary cold tolerance makes it one of the most reliable fruit producers in cold climate farming. Nanking cherry reaches full production within 2 to 3 years of planting, far faster than standard cherry trees. It grows as a multi-stemmed shrub reaching 5 to 8 feet, meaning no ladder required for harvest. Plant in pairs or groups for cross-pollination. Full sun, well-drained soil, then step back. This tree manages itself. But Nanking cherry, as productive as it is just the beginning. The next tree on this list produces a fruit that most cold climate farmers have been ignoring, and it has been proven in research to contain more vitamin C than almost any other temperate fruit in existence. Aronia, black chokeberry. Aronia melanocarpa, hardy to zone 3, -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Aronia is the fruit tree that the health food industry discovered before most farmers did, and that timing gap represents a commercial opportunity that is still wide open in most markets. Black chokeberry produces clusters of small, dark purple blackberries in late summer. The raw fruit is intensely astringent, not pleasant to eat straight off the bush, but the nutritional profile is extraordinary. Aronia has one of the highest antioxidant contents of any fruit measured, higher than blueberry, higher than acai, higher than pomegranate. The ORAC score, a measure of antioxidant activity, consistently places Aronia at the top of comparative fruit studies. Commercial buyers, juice companies, supplement manufacturers, health food brands are actively seeking reliable Aronia suppliers. Most of them cannot find enough. Domestic production is almost entirely insufficient to meet current demand. Aronia grows to 6 to 10 feet. It is self-fertile, meaning one plant produces fruit without a pollination partner. It tolerates wet soils that would rot most other fruit trees. It requires almost zero maintenance once established. And it turns extraordinary shades of red and orange in autumn, making it simultaneously a productive crop and one of the most beautiful ornamental trees you can plant. Aronia gives you extraordinary antioxidant value and a commercial market that is currently undersupplied. But number 11 gives you something different, a fruit that most people associate with warmer climates that has no business surviving a Zone 3 winter, and yet does so reliably, every single year. Hardy apricot. Apricot in Zone 3. Most experienced growers would tell you that is impossible. They would be wrong, if you choose the right variety. Standard apricot varieties are not cold hardy, but a specific group of cultivars developed in Manchuria, Siberia, and by cold climate breeding programs in North America. Manchurian apricot, Scout apricot, Westcott apricot have been grown successfully in Zone 3 conditions for decades. The challenge with cold hardy apricot is not winter survival. The tree itself handles the cold. The challenge is late frost hitting the early spring blossoms. Apricot blooms before almost every other tree, and a single late frost event can destroy an entire year's crop in hours. The solution is site selection. Plant on a north-facing slope or on the north side of a building. The shade delays bloom by 1 to 2 weeks, pushing the flower opening past the last frost window. This counterintuitive strategy, deliberately choosing less sun for an apricot, is the single most important technique in cold climate apricot run. Get the site right, and you will have apricots in Zone 3, reliably, year after year. Hardy apricot requires site strategy to unlock its potential. Number 10 requires almost no strategy at all. It is possibly the most effortless productive fruit tree a cold climate farmer can plant, and yet almost nobody outside Scandinavia and Russia grows it deliberately. Sea buckthorn, Hippophaia rhamnoides, hardy to Zone 2, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Sea buckthorn may be the single most nutritionally dense fruit tree that cold climate farmers are ignoring. Native to the coastal and mountain regions of northern Europe and Central Asia, thriving in Siberia, Mongolia, and the Himalayan highlands, sea buckthorn produces clusters of small orange berries so densely packed along its branches that the stems are almost entirely hidden by fruit. The nutritional profile is extraordinary. Sea buckthorn berries contain vitamin C at concentrations 10 times higher than oranges, omega-7 fatty acids, rare in plant foods and studied for cardiovascular and skin health benefits, vitamin E, beta-carotene, a complete amino acid profile, unusual in a fruit. The global market for sea buckthorn products, juice, oil, supplements, cosmetics, has expanded dramatically in recent years. European and Asian health food markets pay premium prices. North American and African supply is almost non-existent. Sea buckthorn fixes nitrogen in the soil, improving land quality while it produces fruit. It tolerates drought, poor soil, and coastal winds. It grows to 10 to 15 feet and creates a productive windbreak simultaneously. The fruit is harvested by cutting entire branches and freezing them. The frozen berries then shake free easily. This unusual harvesting method is important to know before your first harvest, or you will spend hours picking individual berries by hand. Plant one male for every 6 to 8 female plants for pollination.
Saskatoon serviceberry, Amelanchier alnifolia, hardy to Zone 1, minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Saskatoon serviceberry survives conditions that represent the absolute limit of temperate agriculture and produces fruit reliably in them. Native to the Canadian prairies and northern plains, where temperatures regularly reach minus 50, Saskatoon is not just surviving extreme cold, it evolved in it. The cold is its natural habitat. The fruit resembles a blueberry in size and color, but is botanically unrelated. The flavor is sweet, mild, and slightly almond-like from the presence of benzaldehyde compounds in the seeds. It is excellent fresh, exceptional dried, and makes one of the finest fruit preserves of any cold hardy species. Commercial Saskatoon orchards exist across the Canadian prairies, producing fruit sold at premium prices for fresh eating, juice, wine production, and dried fruit markets. The infrastructure and market are proven. The opportunity to enter those markets with quality fruit is real for any cold climate farmer with suitable land. Saskatoon is self-fertile, but produces significantly better yields with cross-pollination from a second variety. It reaches productive maturity in 3 to 4 years. Saskatoon takes cold hardiness to an almost unbelievable extreme, but number 8 takes something else to an extreme. Flavor intensity, so concentrated that the commercial market for its products commands prices that most common fruit trees cannot approach. Hawthorn, Crataegus species, hardy to Zone 2, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Hawthorn has been used as a hedgerow tree, a windbreak, and a traditional medicine plant across northern Europe and Asia for thousands of years. What most farmers have never considered is that hawthorn is also a productive fruit tree, with a commercial market that is almost entirely unserved by intentional cultivation. The fruit, called haws, ranges from bright red to deep burgundy depending on species. The flavor varies from mildly sweet to intensely rich and apple-like. Crataegus penitativa, Chinese hawthorn, produces fruit the size of a small crabapple, with a sweet tart flavor that is commercially sold across East Asian markets in enormous quantities. Hawthorn extract is one of the most studied botanical ingredients in cardiovascular health research, used in pharmaceutical-grade supplements across Europe and Asia. The raw material, dried hawthorn berries, commands strong prices from supplement manufacturers, herbal medicine suppliers, and specialty food buyers. And hawthorn grows in conditions that defeat most other fruit trees: poor soil, cold winters, wind exposure, neglect. It does not just tolerate these conditions, it produces in them. Crabapple, Malus species,
hardy to zone 2, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Crabapple is the misunderstood fruit tree of cold climate agriculture. Most people dismiss it because the raw fruit is too tart and small to eat fresh. That dismissal ignores everything that makes crabapple commercially valuable. Crabapple jelly, crabapple syrup, crabapple cider, crabapple wine, crabapple vinegar. Every one of these products commands strong retail prices and has an established customer base that is chronically undersupplied by local producers. Crabapple is also the most important pollination partner for apple orchards. A single crabapple tree planted within 50 feet of apple trees dramatically improves overall apple yield through cross-pollination. If you already grow apples, you need crabapples. Full stop. The cold hardiness is exceptional. Some Siberian crabapple varieties, Rescue, Kur, Dolgo, survive zone 2 winters without protection and produce abundantly the following season. Crabapple is a commercial opportunity hiding in plain sight. Number 6 is hiding in a completely different way. Most people in temperate climates have never heard of it, but it has been the primary fruit of the Arctic and subarctic for thousands of years.
Elderberry, Sambucus canadensis, Sambucus nigra, hardy to zone 3, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Elderberry is the fruit tree that the supplement industry turned into a global product before most farmers understood what they were sitting on. Elderberry syrup, elderberry gummies, elderberry capsules, elderberry tinctures. The global elderberry supplement market has grown exponentially in the last decade, driven by documented immune-supporting properties and strong consumer demand for natural health products. The raw material, dried elderberries, is chronically undersupplied. Most commercial elderberry comes from Eastern Europe. Domestic production in North America and Africa is a fraction of what the market demands. Elderberry grows to 10 to 15 feet in almost any soil. It tolerates wet conditions that would kill most fruit trees. It produces its first commercial crop within 2 years of planting. And it grows so vigorously that it rewards aggressive pruning. Cut it back hard each spring, and it explodes into productive new growth. American elderberry, Sambucus canadensis, is hardy to zone 3. European elderberry, Sambucus nigra, to zone 4. Both produce commercially valuable fruit. Elderberry gives you a commercial market that is already proven and already undersupplied. Number 4 gives you something the commercial market has not caught up to yet, but will. And it has a secret that changes everything about how you think about cold climate fruit growing. Siberian pear, Pyrus usoriensis, hardy to zone 2, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Here is the secret I mentioned at the beginning. Siberian pear, also called Usorian pear, is the cold hardiest pear species in existence, hardy to zone 2, producing full-sized pear fruit in conditions that kill standard European pear varieties within a single winter. But that is not the secret. The secret is that Siberian pear is the rootstock solution to cold climate pear growing that almost no farming guide outside specialist horticulture literature talks about. When you graft standard pear varieties, Bartlett, Bosc, Anjou, onto Siberian pear rootstock, the resulting tree inherits the extraordinary cold hardiness of the rootstock while producing the familiar, commercially valuable fruit of the grafted variety. You are using Siberian pear's biology as a cold climate platform for standard pear production. This technique has been used by cold climate orchardists in Canada, Scandinavia, and Russia for over a century. It is almost completely unknown to new cold climate farmers, and it represents the difference between pear growing being impossible in your climate and being completely achievable. Siberian pear fruit itself is small, tart, and best used for processing, cider, preserves, vinegar. But as a rootstock, it unlocks an entire category of fruit production for zone 2 and 3 farmers. Honeyberry, Haskap, Lonicera caerulea, hardy to zone 1, minus 60 degrees. Honeyberry, also called Haskap in Japan where it has been cultivated for centuries, is the earliest ripening fruit in cold climate agriculture. It blooms and fruits before almost everything else. In zone 3 climates, Haskap produces ripe fruit in late May to early June, weeks before strawberries, months before most other fruit. That timing is a commercial advantage of extraordinary value. At farmers markets and through direct sales, first-of-season fruit commands premium prices from customers who have been waiting through winter for something fresh and local. The fruit is elongated, blue-purple, and flavored like a cross between blueberry and raspberry with a slight tartness. It is exceptional fresh, outstanding for jam and preserves, and makes a deeply flavored wine. Hardy to zone 1, minus 60 degrees, Haskap has been documented surviving temperatures that represent the biological limits of temperate plant survival. It requires cross-pollination between 2 compatible varieties, plant in pairs. Give it acidic, well-drained soil with full sun.
It reaches productive maturity in 3 to 4 years and then produces reliably for decades. American persimmon, Diospyros virginiana, hardy to zone 3, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. American persimmon is a fruit tree with one of the longest documented histories of human use in North America and one of the least understood commercial opportunities in cold climate farming today. Native to the eastern United States, growing naturally across zones 4 through 9, but with cold hardy selections identified and developed that push survival down to zone 3, American persimmon produces fruit of extraordinary sweetness after the first frost. That last detail is critical. American persimmon fruit is astringent when picked before full ripeness, puckering and unpleasant, but after frost or after being left to fully soften on the tree, it transforms into something almost honey-like, rich, sweet, complex, date-like in texture. The tree requires almost no management, no spraying, no complex pruning. It grows in poor soil where most fruit trees fail. It produces without irrigation in dry conditions that would stress standard orchard trees. The commercial opportunity is in value-added products: persimmon dried fruit, persimmon butter, persimmon beer, persimmon brandy, all of which command premium prices and have established specialty fruit markets with almost no domestic cold climate production.
Hardy kiwi. I understand if that sounds impossible. It sounded impossible to me the first time I encountered it. Kiwi is a tropical fruit, a warm climate luxury, something grown in New Zealand and California. Except it is not. Not the species that most people have never heard of. Actinidia arguta, hardy kiwi produces fruit the size of a large grape, smooth-skinned, eaten whole without peeling, with a flavor that is sweeter and more complex than standard supermarket kiwi. And it survives zone 3 winters, minus 40 degrees, without protection. Actinidia colomicta, the Arctic kiwi, pushes that boundary even further, hardy to zone 2, minus 50 degrees, producing fruit in conditions that represent the extreme outer limit of what temperate horticulture considers possible. Both species are vigorous climbing vines that require a strong trellis or support structure. They grow rapidly, sometimes 15 to 20 feet in a single season once established. They require 1 male plant per 5 to 8 females for pollination. Full production takes 4 to 5 years from planting, but once established, these vines produce for 50 years or more. The commercial value of hardy kiwi is exceptional. The fruit is sold at specialty markets at premium prices, significantly higher than standard kiwi, because local supply is almost non-existent outside the specialist growers who have discovered this crop. The flavor is so superior to standard kiwi that repeat customers become loyal buyers. Restaurants pay premium prices for fresh local hardy kiwi as a distinctive ingredient. And the story, kiwi grown in zone 2, in minus 50-degree winters, on a local farm, is the kind of agricultural story that sells the product before the customer even tastes it. Agriculture is not about fighting your climate. It is about understanding what your climate makes possible that nobody else has figured out yet. 13 trees, each one turning extreme fold from a limitation into an advantage. Cold climate farmers have been told for generations that their environment is a disadvantage. Too cold for fruit, too cold for orchards, too cold for anything but the most basic survival crops. These 13 trees prove that was never true. It was only true for the wrong trees. The right trees planted in your climate, matched to your hardiness zone, selected for your specific conditions, do not struggle through your winters. They use them, they require them, they come out of them ready to produce in ways that warm climate orchards never can. Short growing seasons concentrate flavor, cold winters eliminate pest pressure. Unusual cold hardy fruits command premium prices in markets chronically undersupplied by local production. Your climate is not the problem, it was always the opportunity. Plant 1 tree from this list this season, just 1, give it 5 years, and then tell me your climate is a disadvantage. Subscribe for more cold climate forming content, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one.